Hello, everybody. Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joining me today from the Fitch-Rona EMS, Deputy Chief Jeff Dostalek. Jeff, welcome back to the show. Your title and your name just works. It's like the announcer's dream. Now
One of these,
batting, Jeff Dostalek. Just
yeah,
saying.
one of these days it's going to have that little parenthesis that says RET period behind my name, and that's the goal, right? No, I'm just kidding. Retired Deputy Chief Jeff Dostalek from Fitch-Rona EMS.
Oh, geez. Come on, Jeff.
No, I'm happy.
We're happy you're here. I love catching up with you, and we got a lot of stuff to get to today. In update from Fitch-Rona EMS, more of an update today. Things going on. You guys have been busy as usual, not just with calls. And the other day I was looking, and I was like, every time I looked down, Fitch-Rona was going out for a call. So it seems like the call volume has just been up significantly recently. But we'll touch on that here in just a minute. We're coming up to falls across Dane County, across the U.S. I mean, falls happen all the time, but fall prevention is big here in Dane County with Safe Communities. And we're teaming up with Safe Communities, Fact TV is, and of course, Fitch-Rona and all the EMS and hospital services are part of the fall task force. But the falls prevention only leaves should fall. Right. Why is it so important to get involved with this?
Yeah, I think, if we take a look at our past history with EMS in general and in the county, falls tend to rank number one or number two across the board. And if I looked at our call volume here, and even, in my community in McFarland, falls are always at the top of the list for the types of calls that we go on. And while I think most of the time we think that those are just benign type injuries or benign type calls, for the older adult that even slips out of a chair or trips and falls in their bathroom, those injuries can be devastating, and they can result in long-term effects of health problems. Some of those patients wind up in extended care facilities and rehab facilities, and it really turns their life upside down. So the only leaf should fall. It's a virtual fall prevention event that's happening on September 30th. And I think that it's important to be part of that because it does, from a financial standpoint in our community, costs a lot of money. And even more importantly, for those patients that actually are severely injured as a result of just what we would consider, just a little fall. How could somebody really get hurt with a little fall? Well, they break hips and they break arms and they break bones and they have head injuries, and and some of them actually die from a result of that. So we really want to stay on top of that with everyone, but in particular with our older adults.
Yeah, and in fact, Safe Communities, we know this as a statistic in Wisconsin, falls are way up there. We lead the falls, unfortunately, across the U.S. Here in Wisconsin. And yeah, I mean, granted, you can say, well, you've got 4 seasons and everything else, but truly, falls happen all the time. And as you mentioned, it really doesn't matter. I mean, yes, when you get older, certainly it can be devastating, but falls for anybody, especially anybody who's got something going on, maybe they just had a surgery and then had a fall or something, just it's a tough one. So this helps bring that to light, certainly, but also it's a good awareness campaign too, to prevent falls.
Right. And if you have a chance to go to the Safe Communities website, and you have access to that, their fall preventions task force is really active out in the community to make sure that community members have, they can go to classes on, the stepping up classes and so forth. And there's things that you can look at in your home. You can have, Dane County has people that can come out and do a home assessment to make sure that your home is safe, especially if you're an older adult. And I don't want people to think that I'm picking on older adults, but they tend to be the highest call volume that we have with falls. And certainly, while we don't have a big bandwidth to do it with Fitch-Rona EMS, if somebody's really concerned about a fall for their loved one, they can reach out to me and I can make a run over to somebody's house in our district and just do a quick, run through to make sure that everything is okay. Zorba, Pastor Zorba, Dr. Pastor Zorba is Pastor Zorba. You know what I'm trying to say.
It's hard. It's not easy to say his name. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Yes.
It's good.
Yeah, he actually was my physician once, which I think is kind of unique. But
That's cool.
he's a family physician in the area, and he's going to be part of this task force. And there's other panelists throughout Dane County that have some experience in this, and it's really worth your time if you are concerned about that, or you have a loved one in your family that has a concern about falls.
Yeah, truly. I'm such a supporter in this in falls prevention. And only I was in the same boat of, well, falls is, how can falls be that bad? And running on an EMS service and talking with you guys about falls. I mean, it's definitely a serious topic, and falls prevention task force and this Only Leaves Should Fall event is going to be a great one. If you you can't watch it live, don't worry, we'll rebroadcast it right here on Fact TV, so you can tune in for that. Jeff, you've got some great work happening too for recruitment. Tell us a little bit about what's happening behind the scenes on trying to bring a more diverse work group or workers or employees into the field in the future.
Sure. Yeah. So we're really excited about this, and Pastor, the chief over at Sun Prairie, and Patrick have been really involved with Madison College. Some of the people that work here, Greg Bailey, who is one of the program directors over there. I think he's a section chair. I don't know his exact title. He'll get mad at me now that I don't know what it is. But they've been doing some really good work in trying to bring an underserved community into fire and EMS, and specifically students of color and females, which are not represented well within the fire service, especially in the smaller departments. So we've been working with Madison College to put an internship program, a paid internship program together. A couple of our people have gone out to some of the high schools to try and do some recruitment. Most recently, Christy Schnabel took one of our ambulances over to Madison West, met with students out there to talk to them about this internship program. And essentially, the services would provide an internship program once they get out of high school, and between their senior year and their first year of college, so in that summer, they would attend an EMT class, and as they come into their internship program, or will already be licensed as an emergency medical technician. Then the student can choose whether they want to go into just an EMS only track, or if they want to do a fire medic track. That fire medic track is 2 years. And one of the things that I think we run into with not having a lot of diversity is the financial impact that going to college has on some of these students. So Madison College is working on a program to help reduce the financial impact for those that are underserved in our community to go to college. And the services, Sun Prairie doing it this year and Fitch-Rona doing it the following year, bringing those students in, paying them a living wage to be an intern, giving them the experience they need to go out into the community. And the hope is while we love to retain, those employees here or those interns here when they're finished, if they go out into the workforce as a medic or an EMT somewhere full-time, or a fire medic in a fire department full-time, then we've done our job to try and encourage those that are underserved in our community to join an organization that is not represented very well. And that is our goal, is to have the more diverse workforce, which makes us all better, which makes our community better. And we struggle with that because some of those students really don't express an interest in coming into fire and EMS, where they might in some of the other labor forces out there. So I'm really proud that Patrick Anderson and Chief Goff over at Sun Prairie have worked with Madison College and Greg Bailey in particular to put this program together and bring those kids into our world.
Yeah, recruiting and retention is something really big in public safety, hard, and there's no question that there's a lot of openings in a lot of different fields right now. but really getting that diverse workforce and giving the opportunities, moving the barriers away, coming out to the schools and talking with future students and stuff. I mean, I can't think of a better recruiting tool. And you hope, even if you send them off on your way, they still might come back to Fitch-Rona, right? We can bring them back. There's going to be openings.
Yeah, I think it's, as we've talked offline a lot that, this has been my life, for almost 40 years. And I think that bringing those that have a hard time either trying to figure out what they want to do in life. Yes, I want to be an EMT. Do I want to be a medic? Can I be both? It can be a little bit daunting. And, and then the financial barrier of trying to go to college and how do we pay for that? And, how am I going to be able to get from point A to point B to go to school? And we know that those that live in those communities that are underserved, those barriers are real, and we have to recognize that. And I think this is a great program, and hopefully, as if it's successful, and it will be, that we can expand it and let it grow a little bit bigger, and maybe there's other areas of public safety that can benefit from this as well.
Yeah, I think this is a great opportunity, Jeff, and I'm glad you got to share the story, the information with us about this, and we'll keep following up on it as well as it develops. Jeff, thank you so much for your time. If people want to get a hold of you, have any questions, comments, how can we reach you?
So you can just reach out to Jeff D at Fitch-Rona EMS.com. You can give me a call, 497-2951. And we're doing a better job with our Facebook page and our Twitter page, and we do have an Instagram account as well. But we try to post information up there as much as we can and try to stay up to date on that. So, but an email is perfect, and we'll try to get back to you as soon as we can.
All right, Jeff, thank you so much for your time. We'll catch up real soon.
Okay, thank you. Have a good day.
You bet. Jeff, Fitch-Rona EMS. They said check out the website, follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I want to see Jeff tweet. I don't know. That's going to be interesting. All right, we'll take a quick break. More to come. You're watching Talking Fitchburg.